President Trump is expected to make a major announcement about Jerusalem on Wednesday, potentially upending years of U.S. foreign policy, with a move likely to please the Israeli government but deeply anger Arab states and others sympathetic to the Palestinian cause. The Palestinian, Jordanian, and Egyptian governments have said that Trump informed them that he intended to move the U.S. embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, something he pledged to do while on the campaign trail. However, there is also another option. Trump may decide to not move the embassy but declare Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Both of those positions carry with them subtly different implications. However, either will cause controversy, as the status of Jerusalem has long been one of the most difficult aspects of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What does it mean if Trump announces that the United States will move the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem but doesn't say it is Israel's capital? All 86 countries that have embassies in Israel locate their embassy within Tel Aviv. A smaller number, including the United States, operate consulates in Jerusalem. These Jerusalem consulates are generally diplomatic missions to the Palestinian Authority and the city itself. Israel describes Jerusalem as its undivided and eternal capital. The city has a complicated history, with the Jews who inhabited it during biblical times later largely expelled as the city was under Muslim rule during the Ottoman Empire. During the 20th century, the city changed hands a number of times before Israel captured the eastern part of the city from Jordan following the 1967 war. Today, West Jerusalem is largely Israeli while East Jerusalem is largely Arab. Palestinians see the city as the capital of a future Palestinian state. A number of countries used to have their embassies in the city, but gradually these embassies began to move out after Israel passed a law that declared Jerusalem the united capital in 1980. The last countries to move their embassies out were Costa Rica and El Salvador in 2006. The United States has never had its embassy in Jerusalem. However, in 1995, Congress passed a law that calls for one to be established in Jerusalem. Every president since Bill Clinton has signed a waiver twice a year that cites national security concerns. Trump issued a similar waiver in June, but he missed a Monday deadline for such a waiver this week. There is a large plot of land in West Jerusalem in Israel where a new embassy could be built. This land is within the 1967 borders, and the United States pays $1 a year to Israel for a 99-year lease on the site. In reality, however, a new embassy may not need to be built. The U.S. government could simply repurpose the consulate in Jerusalem and designate it an embassy, some experts argue. There is also no technical requirement to have an embassy in a capital city. What does it mean if Trump declares Jerusalem the capital of Israel but doesn't move the embassy? Whether Trump says so or not, to many moving the embassy would be an implicit recognition of Jerusalem as capital of Israel. However, the White House could also consider another option, leaving the embassy in Tel Aviv but issuing a formal declaration that Jerusalem is Israel's capital.